Welcome to the Holistic Health Bites podcast. I'm your host, Andrea Nicholson, crime scene investigator turned functional health investigator. This podcast is here to share bite-sized episodes and unique interviews on a wide variety of health topics to empower, enlighten, and educate you to live your best, most vibrant life. Disclaimer, all information you hear on this podcast is for information only and constitutes individual opinions of the person speaking. This should not be taken as medical advice. Being a listener of this show does not initiate a practitioner-client relationship between you and the hosts or panelists on this show. Please discuss these topics with your medical professionals before making any changes to your health. Okay, let's dive in. Welcome back to the Holistic Health Bites podcast. Today, we are going to be talking all about the brain, and I'm welcomed by an amazing expert who is a beautiful brain expert, Louise, who's going to tell us all about her brain system and, how she utilizes it, who it's for, how it works, and we're even going to do a little demonstration. So this is going to be fun. So welcome, Louise. Thanks so much for joining.
I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me, Andrea. Yeah, real excited.
So tell us a little bit about you, kind of how you got into becoming the beautiful brain expert.
Well, I got sick myself. So, just like many people in the world of natural health and wellness and self-growth, I kind of crashed. So I ended up on oxygen for about 3 years and 89 pounds. And it was after I had 14 mercury fillings taken out. I already had chronic fatigue. A lot of labels. So chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, MS, they really kind of didn't know what was wrong with me. And I ended up doctor hopping and trying to figure it all out. And then a dentist said, hey, let's take out all your fillings. I think that's a real problem for you. And I was already weak to begin with. So I really did end up crashing. I couldn't be around electricity. I was allergic to all foods, all chemicals. It took a long time to heal. And just like all of us, we start with the physical body, all the beautiful work that you're doing and your practice is helping people with changing their diet, taking the right supplements, all those, lifestyle pieces. And I got a little bit better, but I still didn't feel like me. So I ended up on this journey really trying to figure it out. And it ended up being that I had to work on my physical body, but also my mental, emotional, my energetic, my spiritual, all of it together. And so I kept just getting better and better. And then I ended up going to naturopathic school and getting that degree and then biofeedback and then kept taking classes. So it all got kind of put together in a system. And so that's really how I got here and why I created the system. What I didn't know was that the brain system, and it's an acronym, here I'm going to show you, actually is good for many things, not just health and healing.
And for all of you just listening to the podcast, we are also streaming this on YouTube. So if you want to actually see the visuals, you're going to want to swing over to YouTube and check out the video. And I will link that up in the show notes so that you can do so easily.
Awesome. Thank you for that. So yeah, so here's, I'll describe this. So again, if you're hearing this on audio, you'll understand it, but you can jump over like Andrea said to get the visual, but it's 5 steps. It's called the brain system, and its body is the first step. And that's everything, again, that you all know and that Andrea is doing in her practice with helping people get healthy with nutrition, right? With possibly doing some lab work and really looking at your diet and looking at your supplements and all of that, and sleep and lifestyle, exercise, all those good things. That's important. That's a foundational piece. That's often where we all start. But then I dived into releasing. And so it's releasing the mental chatter and the emotional baggage of things that get you stuck in your life, in your business. And then that can even be ancestral programs. So they can be patterns. There can be patterns of betrayal, rejection, poverty mindset, whatever it is we have to clear. And then A is aligned with spirit and raising your frequency to attract that success, that prosperity that you want. And that's like whatever God means to you, right? It could be God, divine, spirit, Buddha, whatever you believe. And then I is integrate your brain frequencies to your soul's true purpose. So I found that when people don't have a purpose, it's harder for them to heal, whether they're healing their physical body or healing something in their life. And then new program is like a software upgrade. So I think about the brain, like the difference between brain work that you might know of and what I do is the brain has an energetic field around it too. And when it actually has capacitor rings, and when they're off and wobbly, you'll feel off. So the new program piece is literally like a software upgrade for your brain, your body, and your entire, being, if you will. And when you do all those 5 steps together, this is what happens. So this is Stephanie. And so what you're seeing, if you're seeing the visuals, is it shows a picture of a woman that I did the brain system with. And she looks very, like distraught, depressed, frustrated in the first 3 or 4 pictures. And we did the whole process with her at a retreat that I had. And at the end, she's smiling. She looks different. She looks like she had a facelift. So that's what's possible when you use this system. My company's called Brain Soul Success. And, when your brain and soul are aligned, you can be 100% your soul's truth. Then all is possible. And I was really, really sick. And so people don't believe it unless I show the picture. So if you are looking at this and you can see the visual, again, I was on oxygen. I was in my 30s then. I'm in my 60s now. I had no front teeth. I couldn't tolerate teeth for 3 months. My chiropractor said, you're too weak. So I practically became a dentist, Andrea. I had to learn all this stuff. But it was quite a journey. And I'm grateful for the journey because I wouldn't be here today sharing this with all of you. So that's kind of the story and what's really, really possible. There's a really powerful picture of a woman that I worked with. And again, I'm showing a picture here if you're seeing this in visual. If not, it's a picture of a woman that I cleared abuse. She was physical and mental abuse, came to the stage at one of our events, and everyone in the room was crying too. It was a healing that weekend for a lot of people. But you'll see her real sad in the first picture. Her eyes look tired. In the second picture, she's smiling. Her cheekbones are lifted. Her eyes are brighter. And that was just over a 2 days. So it was like a Friday night to a Sunday morning. And so that's what's really possible. So it heals and transforms your life, not just your physical body.
Wow, that's powerful. I mean, those images, if you're just listening to this podcast, you have to go check out the YouTube to at least check out those pictures because, yeah, you can dramatically see the difference, not only in you. Of course, you had a humongous transition, but even in those people in just one seminar, one weekend, that's amazing. So, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it was really powerful. And I love that. Like, that gets me high. I just get so excited about the transformation. Like, that is my passion, right? That's what I love to do. And so I have had some people with, physical body things like brain injuries and things like that I've worked with. And it definitely helps them shift it quicker. But then it ends up taking them further, like getting engaged, starting a business, all kinds of things because it works so holistically.
Yeah, that's amazing. You don't see very many practices that can really help, whether it be a physical problem or an emotional problem or a past or an ancestral issue or a toxicity. It really sounds like it can address kind of all the things. That's amazing.
It can. Yeah. And again, it's because it's multidimensional. How it actually also came to be was, I was a special ed teacher in my past career, and I was teaching dyslexics to read, write, and spell. And there was a whole program that we call a multisensory program. And what we did is we had to, in order to teach someone who's dyslexic to really understand, phonology, phonics, being able to really work with shifting those patterns that are stuck in their brain, we had to work with what you see, with what you say, with what you hear, with what you feel, like all the kinesthetic, but all together, all the senses.
Yeah.
And when you did that, it changed their brain and they would, jump 2 grade levels in reading. Well, there was this light bulb moment that went off for me, Andrea, when I was like, oh, it's taking me 10 years to heal and I'm still not okay. But my brain doesn't work. And to change the brain for those kids, we did a multisensory program. I'm like, how come we're not doing that in health and healing?
Yeah.
And that was my little light bulb moment. That's when I got it, that I had to put something together that was really more multidimensional in the space of helping people heal.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Can you walk us through a little bit more about what it might look like within each one of those steps of the brain system?
Sure. So the first piece is the body piece. And so the body piece is, again, working with diet, working with nutrition, helping people know what supplements to take. So, I mean, in the case of, are you working with labs and stuff? Do you do labs with people? Yeah. So it's really knowing how to, you're working with a functional medicine practitioner like Andrea here, or someone like that, or a naturopath, and really understanding the body from that piece. Because you can read a lot of articles about things and think you need vitamin E and go buy it. But that's not the best way to do this, guys. You really want a professional to work with, especially if you're not feeling good and you've got some kind of autoimmune or metabolic or gut issue. It's not super simple. It can be more complicated than you think, and you want to find someone to work with. So I do want to say that. So that's the body piece. And then the other obvious things with body is, again, exercising, right? Getting enough sleep, really sort of taking control and doing all the good self-care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
The way I see
foundation for everybody.
Yeah. You know what I see too that's really interesting? I used to see a lot of thyroid people with thyroid imbalances, and it's never just thyroid.
Nope.
It's always adrenal and kidney too. Yeah. And you got to look at the gut. And what I always saw with them, and I still think this is missed in a lot of practices, it's protozoa and Epstein-Barr.
Yeah.
You've got to clear out those viruses. So you've got to look at the pathogens and the heavy metals that are going on. Like for me, it was metals, right? Mercury poisoning. Literally, I ended up in a sauna program sweating chemicals and mercury out of my body, or I think I would have died. I was not okay, And so I had to learn to detox heavy metals. So, and what I always see is that is an issue and becomes more of an issue the older we get, if no one's done this kind of work earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a toxic world we live in, Yeah. So that's really important piece. That's body. And then releasing. I actually go into the energy field, and I'd love to do a little demo with you here in a minute after we go through this, and figure out intuitively where are we stuck? What are the emotions that are stuck, or what are the patterns that are stuck that could even be ancestral? Okay. And so I like to clear those. And there's a little process I use called a soul tie box. And so we'll do that. There's about 9 other types of releasing techniques. And that's just one of them. And then A is aligned with spirit. And so this is, again, your belief. I always say whatever God means to the person. So it could be Buddha, it could be God, the divine, whatever you call that higher power for yourself. And that relationship, that's important. That's a piece of the puzzle. That's why it's in the system. And then I is integrate. It's integrating your brain frequencies to your soul's true purpose. So I find that when people don't have a purpose, like a direction, almost like when you get in your car and you don't have your GPS working and you don't know where you're going, you've got to have that goal, that intention, that purpose to really be motivated to take the steps to do the self-care to heal yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm sure you see that a lot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And then it's not always easy to be consistent with certain programs and patterns too. And I find that, again, if we use the releasing part and we release and then we rewire the brain. So the last piece is N, meaning new program. And it's literally like rebooting your brain, that you have energy rings around your brain, almost like an atom. Think of the nucleus with an atom with rings. When those are off, so if those rings are off and they're like the energetic field of the brain, your brain will be off. You'll have brain fog. You won't feel good. So what I find is pain starts in the field. Emotional pain, physical pain. And when we use this energy work and these processes and clear it in the field, now the physical body can heal.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
It does make a lot of sense. And you know what? I mean, again, I wouldn't have figured this out had I not gone through it myself.
Yeah.
Right? So I still remember taking that energy work class, and And it's circles. It's actually numbers. It looks really funny. It's like, just looks funny. We're going to do it today here so you guys can feel it and see it. But I almost walked out of that class thinking this is a little like crazy. And when I watched people's faces change, just like the pictures I showed you,
Yeah.
and it intrigued me. And they were literally releasing trauma from a woman who had been in an accident in 5 minutes.
Wow.
And I'm like, how did they do that? And why does she look different? So I stayed for this class, right? This is 20 years ago, and then learned it, and here now I'm teaching it. So that's the N equals new program. It's often energy work. Now, if you think about rebooting your brain, it could be hypnotherapy, right? It can be, there's lots of techniques, and people are going to find the one that works for them.
Yep.
And the energy work one that I found, this piece, it feels deeper. It's a little faster.
Okay.
And it goes in the ancestral line 7 generations back and 7 forward. So when I learned it and I came home, I had 2 teenagers at the time that I was working on this, and healing was after I got my naturopathic degree. I'd been starting my business. I still wasn't like really where I wanted to be. I knew there was another piece, and I took this class. And when I came home, they were different.
It's so interesting.
But they didn't do anything. I mean, I was like, I was here. The class was in Albuquerque. I didn't travel. It wasn't gone for a long time. I was like, what? Why did that shift so much? And then they said, it's going to work on your family too. When you change, everyone around you will change.
Wow. That's powerful.
It is very powerful. It's really, really cool. Really cool. So that's like a description of the BRAIN.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're going to do this little demonstration. Is this something that other people can like follow along and do with us, or is this just you and I really?
Yeah. You know what? We're going to do it with you as a surrogate for the room. Okay. So for everybody listening, but a lot of times people will feel it too.
Okay.
Just by listening. Okay. So we're actually just going to start with a question. And the question is, what would you like to have change or be different, Andrea?
Oof, that's a big question.
Yeah.
Let's just say, I would like to, I don't know, I guess like get out of my own way a little bit more, be more creative, or put myself out there more, or, just be more bold, I guess, more me, more of me.
Okay. I am more creative, bold, and get out there. I am more me.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. And so if all of you are resonating with this or pieces of this, I'm inviting you too to hold intention on your intention or your goal. And then we're going to walk it down. So I'm using NLP questions. Okay. So if you are more creative and bold and getting out there more, and you're more me, right? Yourself, what would change or be different as a result of that?
Yeah, I would be able to connect with new people. I'd be able to reach a wider audience and, just have that bigger connection with more people and in new ways, ways that maybe I haven't even thought of yet. That's where that creativity piece comes in. Just really being able to, connect on a deeper level and in new ways with more people.
Okay, cool. Do you pick a word for the year?
I usually do. I haven't come up with one yet for this year.
Okay. The reason I said that is because you said connect twice, and that's my word, connection.
Okay.
I connect with new people and reach a bigger audience, and I connect with more people. Okay, so if you're connecting with new people, a bigger audience, you're connecting with more people, you're more you, and you're more creative, and you're bold, and you're getting out there. How would all that make you feel?
I think it would make me inspired to just keep going, keep doing bigger things, keep, being more bold and more creative and getting out there in new ways, and just kind of inspire me to keep going.
Okay. And if you're inspired to keep going, what would you be allowing fully then? You're maybe not allowing fully now.
Probably just having the impact that I really want to have, being able to impact that many more people and change their lives, and just make that much more of a stamp on the world, I guess.
So you have a big mission, don't you?
I guess, yeah.
You want to reach more people, yes.
Yeah.
So I allow having the impact that I really want to have. Let's see, is there another question? So if you allow yourself to have this impact that you really want to have and you're feeling inspired to keep going, you're connecting with more people, you connect with new people, you're reaching a bigger audience, you're more you, and you're more creative and bold and you get out there. Who would you be honoring fully then that maybe you're not honoring fully now?
Me, being more fully authentically me, out there doing the thing that I love to do and that, is my purpose.
Nice. So I honor myself more authentically me, my purpose. So then I just ask, and I use a lot of muscle testing. So I test like this. This is yes, this is no, yes, no. So I just kind of test throughout this whole program or process here. I say, okay, is that bottom line for Andrea? Yes. So really honoring yourself, being more authentically yourself and, really honoring your purpose, that's sort of bottom line. Then I take that bottom line. So this is really honoring you, being able to get out there and be bold and creative and the connection with more people and having that bigger impact. And I put all that in a box. So if you are seeing this on video, I just draw a box and I wrote out those intentions. And then I ask who or what is pulling you away from having that. And this is the intuitive part. So then I just say, okay, how many people or situations are pulling Andrea apart? There's at least 3. So there's 3 strings. So then I just draw 3 strings off the box. Okay. And then I say, all right, what's that first string? What's really pulling you away from this? Is it a male, a female, or a situation? And I get a female. And then I ask, is this you? Is this you and someone else? Yes. Is this you and a family member? Yes. Is it you and mom? Yep. When you were a certain age? Yep. 0 through 5, 5 through 10, 10 through 15, 10, 11. I think you were 11. Something with you and mom when you were 11. Now, you may or may not remember anything. Do you remember anything with mom at 11?
No.
No? Okay. Okay, that's okay. And then I use the power of the words. So it's like the power of the spoken word of the truth will set you free. Okay? So I have cheat sheets of words. And so the first thing we're going to do is find the words that are coming up that have to do with whatever this situation is. And they're the negative words. And then the way we clear the brain and the soul is this actually came from my teacher who taught it to me. And then I kind of changed, took it further. It came from John 10:10 in the Bible. So the words were in the Bible, was this situation a liar, thief, or fraud? And did it kill, steal, or destroy something? Now that sounds really super heavy, doesn't it? And I couldn't do it at first because I was like, no, they didn't kill anything. It was really hard for me. But what I realized as I started practicing it is it totally clears the brain-soul tie that's keeping you from being your authentic self. I know, it sounds pretty well, but we're going to do it. All right, so let's go. Let's see. So I got the word possessive. 1, 2, 3, 4. Needy, possessive, needy. What was it like growing up with mom?
With my mom, it was really good. We have a really good relationship.
Off balance. So then sometimes the words have to do with you, sometimes mom. So is it you're off balance or mom's off balance? Your mom might have been off balance when you were 11, not completely the whole year or anything. It could have been a moment in time with this situation. And there's possessiveness and neediness. Here, 1, 2. I got rejection and overwhelmed. Is there another word? Column A, column B? No. Something A through M through Z. M and O, an O word, different than overwhelmed. Yep. Offended. 11's kind of a hard age for girls. So is 13. And what I find is it's 6, 11, and 42.
Okay.
It just is what it is, you know? So then we say, was that a liar, thief, or fraud on you? It's a thief, meaning it's not really your soul's truth. So it could have been your mom's energy you were taking on. She could have taken on your energy. It stole your freedom. So we're reclaiming your freedom. Harmony. Ease. So we're getting back harmony, ease, freedom, and safety. Is there another word we need to say? No. Then I'm just going to say a little clearing statement. So it doesn't make any sense. It's a bunch of words. It's called access consciousness, and it clears energy. So I just say, hey, there's anything still hanging out there at age 11 between you and mom that's in the energy field, we're just going to release it. So we're just going to say, I release it now. I let it go. Good and bad, right and wrong, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And then I usually have people tap the bottom of their foot. So just kind of like take your hand and hit your foot, even with your shoe on, just whack your foot, kind of knocks it out of it. Cool. All right. So as we go through this process, you should feel like a little bit lighter. Okay. You might go down a little bit. And then when I do the rewiring the brain with the new program, I'll bring you back up.
Okay.
Okay. So you guys might be seeing this if you're watching this with Andrea and I, or you're feeling it too. I want to find out, since you want to get out there and be more bold and creative, often there's places in our life where we felt invalidated by anything. Could have been a teacher, could have been a coach, could have been your dad, could have been grandpa, could have been anything. So let's find out, are there any places on which one of these strings do we need to clear? So is this a male, female, or a situation? It's a situation. Is it recent or old? It's an old situation. Is it an old situation for Andrea? Yes. Is again when you were a child? Yes. Were you a little kid? Yes. You were 4. Is that true? Yes. So this is age 4. Is this age 4 with mom or dad? Could have been your dad. What's dad's first name?
Ken?
Ken. So when we're little kids, we often take our parents' stuff on because we want them to feel good. Again, you may or may not remember anything at 4 with dad, or what was going on when you were a little kid? Was he
very little at that age?
Was he working a lot?
I think so, but I know that more from later stories, not from actual memories.
Okay. And how about kids? Did you have brothers, sisters?
One older brother.
One older. All right. So, let's see. So this is this something with Ken when you were 4? Did you take on his energy? Yes. Was it something with both of you? No, you took on his energy. Let's see. Let's see what it is. Is it A, B, C, 1, 2? Competitive. That's not such a bad thing. I remember when that would come up on Shannon. I worked with an Olympic ice skater, and her mom was like, "No, don't nullify that. Keep that in there. We want it to be competitive."
That makes sense.
That's so, competitive, relentless, unprotected. Off balance. Is there another word I need to say on this string when you were 4? A, B, 1, 2. Lack of control. Is that a liar, thief, or fraud? It's B. Did it kill, steal, or destroy something? Destroyed. Destroyed what? The vision of what you thought would be. fulfillment, vision, the fulfillment, comfort, protection, continent. Awesome. Do we reclaim that? Yeah, we sure did. You're getting lighter. Can you feel that? Yeah, it's so cool in your face. So do we reclaim that? Yes. Is there another word? No. So I destroy and uncreate any judgments, assumptions, projections, conclusions, decisions about the situation when you were 4 and anything with you and dad or any energy in the field there that we need to release. Good and bad, right and wrong, pot and pot, gold line, shorts, boys, and beyonds. And we're going to just tap the bottom of your foot. Yay. Cool. Is there another string here affecting which one of these? First, the second, the third, connecting with more people, feeling inspired. So is this a male, female, or a situation? It's a situation. Is it recent or old? It's an old situation. Is it when you were a kid? No. Is it when you were a teenager? Yes. Is it 10 through 15, 15 to 20, 15 or 16? You're either 15 or 16. So is this Andrea and just by herself? No. Is this like with a friend? Yeah. Did you have a boyfriend or somebody you liked at 15 or 16?
Oh, I have to think about that.
Like sophomore or junior year?
Yeah, I would have had, friends and a boyfriend at the time.
Okay. So let's ask, is this with just friends? Is this just with, this is the boyfriend. So is this you and the boyfriend? Do you remember first name?
Eric.
Okay. Was Eric your first love?
No.
No. Okay. Now let's see what we have to clear here. So are these going to be words about Andrea and Eric? Yes. So it's both of you. So it could be some of his stuff, some of your stuff. What happened with Eric? Tell me a quick story here. Did you date for a while or what happened?
Yeah, we were together for about 5 years through high school.
Okay.
And a little beyond.
So that's a pretty long-term relationship for a 16-year-old, right? Yeah. Cool. Obsessive. So let's just ask, is this coming up because you want to connect with more people and we have to clear the energy of what happened here? Not a yes. So that's what we're doing. So obsessive, suffering, burdened, obsessive, suffering, burdened, trapped. A, B, C, D, 1, 2. Okay. Is there anything on this string? Is there an entity in the field? There's an entity in the field. Is the entity in the field obsessive or possessive? No. It's compulsion. So is there an entity in the field still playing a song with you and Eric? Yes. Has that affected your life now? Yes. Hey, you're going to be so good. All right. So we're just going to say that this obsessive compulsion, suffering, burden, trapped, how is a thief on you? Always have to clear those earlier loves in people's lives. You know what's really funny? I don't know. This is just an observation that I made after a while. Always. Now with women, I have to clear old energy too, and it can be a relationship thing. But I started to noticing that the men that I worked with, I always had to clear their first love.
Interesting.
And so I would actually find a way to ask a question. We'd just go down that rabbit hole. And then they would feel lighter afterwards and it would shift things. It was beautiful. So that's the thief on you. It stole your freedom. Your peace, your clarity. Freedom came up a couple times here. Freedom, peace, clarity, confidence in your wellness. So that compulsive entity or energy. So an entity just means it's like an attachment. Doesn't have to be like bad, like a demon or anything, but it's an attachment. And we all have them. And we can have them from old situations. We can, I could go to the store and someone's kind of angry and then I come home angry and I got their stuff. It's almost like catching a cold, but really it's energetic. And it's happening all the time, to all of us. And so that compulsive energy or whatever that was in the field is still playing a little song like way out here, 1,000 miles from your body, but it's still in this little portal or connection between you and Eric. Do I have permission to release it? I do. So that compulsive energy is no longer allowed. It must leave your physical body, your mental body, your emotional body, your spiritual body, space, time, and dimensions. So get out now in the name of God, Jesus, your higher power, the divine, your source. Go now and go to the light. Rekma. Yish. Awesome. Did I scare you?
No.
Good. Oh, gosh. Did you feel that? Did you feel something move?
Yeah.
Isn't that so fun?
It is.
Okay. Tap your belly button 8 times. That brings you to higher consciousness, just so we can kind of close the door. So that's gone, right? Is there another string, person, place, situation that we need to clear on these goals today for Andrea? No, do we get it? Yeah. Okay. So now we're going to put the new program in. Okay. So it's like we cleared the old, we did the releasing part, and this is the new program. So I have you say your intentions. And this is the part looks funny. Okay. So if you're seeing this on YouTube, I am going to be using numbers, your codes, which are the universal language. So numbers speak to your field, to your energy field. And these go 7 generations back and 7 forward. So like even if you have kids, it can affect your kids. This could affect your great-great-grandparents in a positive way, right? So I'm just going to have you say these, Andrea. Say, I am more creative.
I am more creative.
Bold.
Bold.
And I'm getting out there.
And I'm getting out there.
Good job. Okay. Say, I am more me.
I am more me.
I connect with new people.
I connect with new people.
And I reach a bigger audience.
And I reach a bigger audience.
I connect with more people.
I connect with more people.
And I'm feeling inspired to keep going.
And I'm feeling inspired to keep going.
I allow having the impact that I really want to have.
By allowing having the impact that I really want to have.
And I honor myself more.
And I honor myself more.
I honor my authentic self.
I honor my authentic self.
My purpose.
My purpose.
Good job. So what I'm going to have you do is just balance polarity. So it's the right hand on the left shoulder and the left on the right. And we're just going to hold this for about 12 seconds. This balance is like right and left, the polarity in the body, the masculine, feminine. And then we switch. So we hold it for 12 seconds and then we switch and put the other arm on top. Good job. Okay, then you can rest your hands. And then I'm going to do these circles. So I'm actually making my hand in circles and saying numbers on certain parts of your body. It's called a mini integration, and it's a new program of putting in all of your goals and intentions into your energy field. Okay? So 2, 3, love. 5, 3, forgiveness. 6, 5, choice. 9, 2, freedom. 4, 2, greater love. And we're going to come down your front. 4, 2, say, I have positive self-worth.
I have positive self-worth.
Good job. 2, 2, say, I choose to succeed.
I choose to succeed.
4, 4, I choose to live in joy.
I choose to live in joy.
And 6, 2, I choose to live by the higher laws.
I choose to live by the higher laws.
Awesome. And then 1, 4, 7 on your back side. That's the depth ring. It's balancing the ring this way. Then I have you look at my X. 4, 5, and that's balancing the brain this way. And then 9-6 is the consciousness ring. 9-6 over the top of the head is the cranial ring. 8-6 is the hearing ring. Notice I'm saying ring. They're balancing these rings around the brain. 6-8 on your left knee is the seeing ring. 3 to 9, 26 complete cycles, 5,859 times is the ring to all the rings. 4-5, 8-6, 4-6-9 is the language ring. 4-6-7 is breathing. 3-7-5 is self. 3-7-7 is digestion. Releasing trauma. 10-5-7-8. 2-8-7-7-5 and the shock 1-2-3. Placing it with peace 5-2. 5 to 11-37 complete cycles, 87,357 times is the mental vibration reset. 2 to 8, 24 complete cycles, 32 times does the physical vibration reset. And 2 to 8, 23 complete cycles, 2,623 times balances the emotions. And then 4-2, 2-2, 4-4, 6-2. I always say, do you feel the wind through Zoom?
Yeah.
You did, didn't you? You could feel that.
Yeah.
I know. It's so, so cool. All right. So we're going to say these again and lock them in. So it's kind of like school. Pre-test, re-educate the body with the codes, post-test. Okay? So I am more creative, bold, and I get out there.
I am more creative, bold, and I get out there.
Nice job. I am more me.
I am more me.
Good job. I connect with new people.
I connect with new people.
And I reach a bigger audience.
And I reach a bigger audience.
Good job. I connect with more people.
I connect with more people.
I feel inspired to keep going.
I feel inspired to keep going.
I allow having the impact I really want to have.
I allow having the impact I really want to have.
I honor myself.
I honor myself.
My authentic me.
My authentic me.
And my purpose.
And my purpose.
Good. You're strong in all of those now. So we're going to lock it in. So we put our hands above our head. And if I was with you, I would try to pull them down and you would stay strong. Okay? And then we're going to cone our fingers on our right hand and make a circle and say 2-2.
2-2.
I choose to succeed.
I choose to succeed.
And then tap your belly button 8 times. And that locks in those intentions, those goals in your energetic field.
Wow.
Cool. How you feeling?
Good. Good.
Yeah, you look good. You look lighter. So I'm glad that we were able to do that. You're probably going to process for a little while. So I want to give you some homework.
Okay.
It's called Mind Gems. And I'll send you the link for this too, and you can give it to everybody here. But Mind Gems are 12 little exercises that actually balance the brain in 5 minutes. We did one of them. This is polarity. Okay, like this is present time, and then switch. There's some really good ones that clear trauma and everything. See if I can find them here, and I'll show you real quick. And then you can, did we freeze? No. Okay. Let's see. There we go. So they're going to look like this. So if you are seeing this on YouTube, it shows a picture, here of a little man with certain handheld positions. They're called Mind Gems, and all of my clients do these, and they're so powerful. I do them morning and night. Here I have them in a PowerPoint, so they're spread over 4 pages, but it's all on one sheet. And your 4-year-olds could do this. Okay, we've taught 4-year-olds to do this, so teach your grandkids and your own kids. My kids did them as teenagers, and they did them through college. And they could tell when they didn't do them.
Yeah, I bet. And it's such an easy thing, which also makes it easy not to do.
Of course, you just have to get in the habit. It's like I use them as a meditation, and I say my intentions in the morning and at night. And that's like think of it as like bookends.
Yeah.
You want your morning routine, you want your night routine.
Yep.
Right? And if you guys can get that going for yourself, whether it's you're reading something before you go to bed, a spiritual book or something, and you're doing your mind gems or meditation, get a morning routine going. Those are just 2 really awesome lifestyle habit things that are important.
Yeah. I love that. And it's so easy to do. Just such an easy thing to start your day with and end your day with and get both on the right foot. I love that.
Yeah.
We will definitely link up the Mind Gems in the show notes.
Awesome.
If people are really interested in what you do, how can they reach out to you and go through this for themselves?
Yeah, absolutely. So post the link to our brain soul assessment, which is an opportunity to have a talk with me so we can find out if we can help you in some way, and find out your biggest block, really what your biggest block is, and clear that for you too. So that's an opportunity. It's also on my website. I have 2 websites, louiseswartswalter.com, and we're building right now brainsoulsuccess.com.
Nice.
So that's just in the works. Hopefully that's going to be done here soon. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, and I have a great podcast, you guys. So the podcast is the Brain Soul Success Show. I've had great people on there. I've had Greg Braden on there. A lot of business coaches, entrepreneurs, practitioners like yourself, Andrea. We'll have you on there. It's really been fun. So check that out too.
Yeah, I love that. We'll definitely link up all that in the show notes. This has been amazing. I can honestly say I've never done anything quite like this. I've never done a demonstration live on the podcast. So that's fun in and of itself. And of course, everything you do is just so unique. I've never seen or heard anything quite like it. So thank you so much for sharing how you do your system, who it helps, how it goes, and of course, demonstrating how it works.
You're so welcome. It's so great to be with you today. And again, we can help more people. That's the goal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fact and getting out there. I love it. So thank you so much for releasing me and helping me, live my purpose even stronger and bolder. So it's going to be a lot of fun to see what changes after this episode.
Yes, I'm going to be excited to hear.
Yeah, I will definitely keep you posted. So anyway, thank you so much. We will definitely link up all of Louise's information in the show notes. And for everyone listening, be well and vibrant, and we'll catch you on future episodes. Thanks for being a faithful listener to the podcast. I'd love it if you left me a 5-star review on this podcast so that others can more easily find this valuable information. Did you know I also work one-on-one with clients? I approach solving health challenges like I approached solving crimes, by conducting a thorough investigation into your case. Sadly, hundreds of millions of people in the US have insulin resistance, prediabetes, and diabetes, and the vast majority have no idea. I'm here to fix that. If you struggle with low energy, stubborn weight, hypertension, sleep disturbances, or any other undesired symptoms, let's talk. All you have to do is schedule a free call. The link will be in the show notes. And no, you do not need to live near me. Thanks for being a faithful listener to the podcast. I'd love it if you left me a 5-star review on this podcast so that others can more easily find this valuable information. Did you know I also work one-on-one with clients? I approach solving health challenges like I approached solving crimes, by conducting a thorough investigation into your case. Sadly, hundreds of millions of people in the US have insulin resistance, prediabetes, and diabetes, and the vast majority have no idea. I'm here to fix that. If you struggle with low energy, stubborn weight, hypertension, sleep disturbances, or any other undesired symptoms, let's talk. All you have to do is schedule a free call. The link will be in the show notes. And no, you do not need to live near me.